All right, everybody. Thursday, July 18th. Please excuse the echo. I just moved into a new apartment here in Charlotte. I have signed a lease, first lease since 2019. That's a story for another day. But first, we have Micah Matthews on the podcast. He is a 6'2" athlete, outfielder, and third baseman from Bridgewater, Virginia. Micah is a top 10 player in the state of Virginia for football and a top 75 player in the country by Baseball America. He recently made his pledge to Virginia Tech. So, Micah, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you guys?
Fantastic. Couldn't be better. Living life in the Queen City. Pat, I almost put King of the Queen City as my subtitle, but that would have been disrespectful because you have been here for much, much longer than I have. So I refrained.
We'll let someone else know that.
Micah, so as we always do, we kick our shows off with haikus. And actually, I appreciate that you're going to get involved here. Would you mind reading the first haiku for this episode, please?
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Here it goes. Imagine hating on such a great tradition. Haikus forever.
Wow.
Well done, Micah.
Yes, sir.
Unbelievable start. And we have one more from our guy, Pete McGee. A two-sport titan, dynamic duo of ball, spring, summer, and fall. Unbelievable. You had some rhymes in there. Just an unbelievable job by Pete McGee. So, Micah, welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit about your last few days. What's going on? I know you have a tractor meet going on outside of your house. What's been new in your world?
I mean, it's been busy right now. We're mid-summer workouts right now, and it's absolutely rough. I mean, if you can fall in love with this part of the game, then you probably forever love the game like a lot of different people. But I think right now it's been very busy. It's been very hot outside. Just trying to balance the two workouts kind of deal. I just got out of a cast. I'm currently rocking the brace a little bit. You can see the tan line probably right here. It's pretty crazy. But no, it's been an absolute blessing being able to do what I've been doing the past couple days, couple weeks. Phone's finally gotten a chance to cool down from all the social media buzz with all this staying home and all that different stuff. But no, I think I've been doing well, just very busy right now.
Would love to hear about your hometown, Bridgewater, Virginia. Anything about the area that the fan base should know about? I know you just mentioned staying home. It's an important part of this 25 class, but talk to us about Bridgewater.
I love Bridgewater. The way they accepted me for this sport, for this just kind of the school, as a whole, they've been so good to me. Absolutely supportive of everything I've been doing. This county is very, very wild. I feel like, especially this time of year with all the county fairs and stuff. There's another big tractor and an 18-wheeler behind me out here. It's crazy, but I love the county. I can't wait to be able to play close to home and be able to have them all watching me.
So you visited last month on June 7th and then committed last Wednesday, July 10th. So, we had a little lull, no fireworks for a few days, and then the fireworks picked up again on the 10th. What went into your plan for committing on Wednesday, July 10th?
Honestly, I mean, I was so excited to make that announcement, in front of my whole, fan base at home and everybody. It meant the world to me to be able to do that. But I was beyond excited to be able to do that. I have some family down. They were a little surprised too. But going into this decision, I knew it was the right fit for me and my family, and met the right criteria for me. And I was so excited to be able to do it.
So, Micah, you mentioned in your interviews that you love being a part of this in-state revival. We were your first offer. The staff's done a great job being really consistent. So I just want to ask you, what would you say are the most influential people in your decision to come to Virginia Tech, whether it's a player, whether it's a coach, whether it's somebody you met along the recruiting process? Kind of walk me through your relationship with staffers and players at Tech.
Definitely, I think number one would be Coach Mines, just his connection, his communication with me, not only me, but with my parents as well. He even makes sure my little sister's involved in everything that we do, and that goes a long way, not just with me, but for my parents. Just that meant the world to me. And I think another one is Coach Cam Phillips, him being a new addition to the squad, to our wide receiver room, I think is huge. Everything he's done for me just right now during the summer, give me little tips and, tidbits on, what I can do better and how to improve on certain things. And I think those two right there is, absolutely deadly duo for this class and this wide receiver room as well.
Not to age myself and age Cam here. Have you been able to watch any film? Cam and I did come in the same recruiting class, the Matha player. Have you been able to check out any film?
Oh, yeah. Now, he made sure I knew about it. Yeah, like Coach Mons made sure that I knew about it. He was trying to play it off. He's like, man, yeah, I went here to Tech. And, I balled out a little bit. And Coach Mons was like, don't let him fool you, bro. He pulled up the film, and I was like, why is he talking like this? Like, he was running them boys down. Like, it was crazy. But, man, I love being able to connect with him just on a daily basis, just asking him any sort of questions about, the sport or just life or anything. I think it's a big role that he's going to be playing.
Yeah, Cam in 2017, Josh Jackson, Cam Phillips, human highlight reel, had a ton of catches and a ton of touchdowns. And
would have been crazy in the video game, Pat.
I know. Would have been crazy in the video game. Isaiah Ford's another one who was in that era, who was unbelievable having those two guys together. But Micah, I know Virginia Tech was your first offer. How has your perspective on Virginia Tech changed since getting that initial offer? I'm sure, overwhelming getting that first offer and getting, seeing the offers roll in for baseball and football. But how have things changed or escalated since, that first day?
Honestly, I think not too much has changed, honestly. And that may sound weird, but I think honestly, just from day one, Coach Myers has been the same. Very transparent, very honest, and very truthful with me and my family. And that's another thing that stuck out about Virginia Tech is just their consistency with this whole recruiting process. Nothing changed. He was always honest about, hey, this guy's probably going to come here. This guy, we view you as this, and this guy is this. And I think that just meant a lot. But with that and the baseball has been trending up a lot. And I think that's just, with the school as a whole, everybody's trending up. And that's something that really excited me. And I wanted to be a part of something special like that.
Speaking of something special, you have a long legacy of Virginia Tech athletes who have come before us. Who are some of those Virginia Tech legends, being an in-state guy that inspired you either on the gridiron or on the diamond when you were a younger kid?
I mean, I feel like it would be hard to make a list without Michael Vick. Obviously, I think he's the big kind of the thing for me, just what he did and how he kind of took over the state and the whole nation, just being able to do it in front of this hometown, this environment. The fan base was absolutely crazy for him, and I'm excited to be able to, hopefully do the same thing and kind of follow in his footsteps. And this class that's leading us, that's graduating this year, I feel like has done a really good job of that. And I'm excited to bring this 25 class up and make something special of it.
So talk to me a little bit about the recruiting class that's coming in, because it feels like somebody else is walking into the room every other day. It feels like there's another commit. So what has your relationship been with everybody in this class? Do you guys have the group chat fired up? Are you guys working on some other guys? Kind of tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think we had a group chat made on the official. Like I don't think any of them were really committed yet or all in yet. But I think it was after that official that everybody was like, wow, like this is actually somewhere I could really, see myself going. And so we made the group chat, we conversated. It was really good to be able to do that, just everybody giving their different points of views and thoughts and processes on this, whole process. And I think that was a big thing that really pushed a lot of guys over the edge, was just being able to connect with each other and compare stories. And I mean, honestly, everything came back the same. That's what I mean when I say consistency. They were consistent with everybody in this whole process, and I think that was big. But honestly, yeah, we are chasing some guys down, and I feel like I'm a big recruiter as well. I feel like that's something I got to get into after sports is done for me. But we're hunting some guys down, and we're trying to get them to stay home as well.
So break it down for me, the Tech baseball staff and the Tech football staff, communications, how exactly did that work? What about Tech made you feel comfortable about these two staffs and programs? I'm always perplexed where, we've had a couple of guys that have committed to play football and wrestle. I'm just curious. Tell me a little bit about how they managed that. Were you getting calls from both at the same time? Were you putting one on hold? Like, how is this all working out?
Yeah, I think it all started with Coach Pryor and Coach Chef, just them having a good connection outside of trying to make this work, just them being good friends and good buddies, just being able to have that connection, I think was huge. But Virginia Tech was the very first school to be able to hand me a piece of paper and tell me this is what your schedule will look like during the fall, this is what it looks like during the winter, and then here's where you'll be during the spring. And I think that stood out to me and my dad. We were actually, honestly, mine was blown just being able to visually see it because I haven't been able to see it. I feel like my high school schedule was just kind of, we're just whatever's happening is happening. I got to be there. So I think being able to see the structure of I got to be here at 6, I got to be here at 4, I got to be here at this time and this time, I think was very critical in this whole process. And it really, opened up my mind to what I should be looking for in these colleges.
That's incredible. I've never heard that answer. I think what always gets defaulted to is, sure, you can play both. We'll figure it out when you get here. And then you kind of get siloed into doing whatever the coaches want you to do. So they handed you an actual itinerary of a day in the life of Micah Matthews.
Yeah. And I was absolutely blown away just being able to, see that. And I think the big thing for them is when I'm with football, we're going to try and stay with football. When I'm with baseball, we're going to try and stay with baseball. And any extra work is depending on me and how good I want to be. And obviously I want to be the best I can. So they were like, well, we have this slot right here. Before or after football practice, you can go get some swings, some throws. And then before baseball practice, we're going to have wide receiver meetings. We're going to have drills and all this different stuff. And I think that was big for me.
One more, and I know I'm driving you crazy, Pat. I'm going a little off script. While we're on the dual sport athlete situation, I always love to ask, how do you see football benefiting you as a baseball player, and how do you see baseball benefiting you as a football player? What transitional skills are you able to harvest from both?
Mm-hmm. I think the big thing for football going into baseball is mental toughness. Baseball is, without a doubt, this is personally me, I think it's top 5 hardest sports to possibly play. And it's majority is failure, and I think football is almost the opposite. At least my experience, it's next play. But baseball, you strike out, you got to wait another 15 minutes before you can even go up to warm up to swing. And I think just that mental toughness, I think, has been critical for me. And I felt like it showed a lot this last summer ball. I finished my sophomore season going into the summer of my junior season. I kind of had this football mentality, like, I'm not going to go up and run a route and think the DB is going to beat me. And that's kind of how I took my approach into the plate, is like, I'm not going to let this guy beat me. And I think that played a big role into my summer and why I was able to do what I did. And I think baseball going to football is just being able to relax. I think, baseball, I love listening to Bob Marley before games because it helps me slow down. I'll listen to a lot of white girl music, Bob Marley, just something random just to take my mind off of I'm facing a left-handed guy throwing 97. Like, I think being able to do that and just really focus on what I can control, I think was very big for me and, a key to my success. And I think that's going to be big for the next level as well.
What is white girl music? Just so we're on the same page. Are we talking like Taylor Swift? Are we talking like Hannah Montana?
It's music Billy Ray listens to.
It probably is.
Right, like I got a playlist and it got like let me think of some. I mean, it has a couple Taylor Swift. I'm not a big Taylor Swift song. I was forcing myself to do that. But Taylor Swift, we got this isn't white girl music, but like, there's some beyond just girly music, like Beyonce, but it's majority Bob Marley, I would say.
Okay.
I love it. So walk me through the official visit. We saw the pictures, we saw the Bo Jackson vibes, the cars, the pictures in the tunnel with Deuce and you Ryan Shotgun with AJ Brand. Aside from the awesome stuff that we got to see on Instagram, we don't get to see what goes on behind the scenes. Where did they take you to eat? Where around town were you eating? What else did you guys get to do on your official visit?
So we touched down. They give us all the snacks and stuff, and I think that was all very just introductory stuff that I've had on other visits. But what made them special, I feel like, is they had it all very personalized, not just to me, but to my family. And I think that's a thing that a lot of other schools didn't really think of, was just like, this visit isn't just about me. It's about my family. And, what they have to offer for my family and all that. So I think that was big, and that's how they really opened up the gates. And a couple other things that we got to do. We ate in the basketball stadium. I think that was awesome. We had hibachi, and we was taking pictures with everybody, and I absolutely love doing that. We ate up in the stadium, just being able to look down on the stadium, at night. I haven't been to a game yet, by the way. Please don't hate at me, but I haven't been able to make a game, and I'm super excited to be able to go a game this year. I want to go to the UVA game and the Clemson game, so I'm ecstated to be able to do that. But being able to just hang out with the players too, I think was a big thing. My host was Ollie Jennings. I got to hang with Jay Lane a lot because that's kind of the guy that they see me, filling in for when I get there. But those two were kind of my guys, and they were so transparent about everything, just being completely honest. With Ali being from somewhere else, he was trying to follow Coach Mines, is what he said, because of what he's been able to do for him. And that sounded absolutely transparent to me, because it showed for it. It was true, it was factual. So I think just being able to connect with all the different pieces of the staff and the campus, I think, was huge.
We haven't played UVA at home since, what year was it, Pat? 2018. We literally have not played them at home with fans since 2018.
It's gonna be. I think is it the last regular season game too?
Last regular season of the game, season game of the year. We won't be rushing the field. We only do that when we're in Charlottesville. So I'm not sure if you've seen any of those, but it's been a ton of fun. Moving on, I'm just going to ask you directly here. And look, a part of this is in jest, and the other part is I just want to learn more. We make fun of UNC a good bit. Huge fan of Mac Brown, huge fan of Chapel Hill, great spots. But I know that it came down primarily to Virginia Tech and North Carolina based upon everything that was reported. So if you looked at those two opportunities, what ultimately led you to choose Tech over North Carolina?
I just want to stay closer to home. That was a big thing. Just being able to come home on a weekend to eat food if I wanted to, I think was a huge thing for me. I don't think it was a dispute on they're going to promise me more playing time, or I'm going to do this here, I'm going to do this, or this. What definitely wasn't a money dispute either. But it was just where I felt like I was going to be a better fit, where I felt like I could surround myself by people that want to do better and get better and grow as men off the field, and just the overall coaching staff and how they made me feel. And I think it was huge just being able to, decipher that. I love UNC. I was born in North Carolina. I was born in Lexington. So I think, that was definitely a hard decision for me to make, but I think it's for the best. I love the coaching staff down at UNC. Coach Brown is awesome. His house is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Coach Galloway.
I'm sure his shoe closet is crazy too.
It was crazy. I'm a big shoe guy, so it was really cool to see all that. But no, I love UNC. I love what they had to offer. I'm hoping that they have a great season as well. I don't like to burn bridges. I think that's a big thing for me, is just not burning any bridges. So, those guys are great over there, and I hope they have a great season.
Fantastic answer. And one more I have just on the other schools you were evaluating. Pat and I, a lot of love for Utah. Salt Lake City, Park City, the beautiful mountains out there. I just got to ask, how great was that trip? You did visit BYU. You did visit Utah. I mean, have you ever been there before? What was your experience?
That was my first time ever out there. And let me just say, I would buy a house out there. When I get my millions, I would buy a house out there. It was out of this world. I mean, it felt like every time I woke up in my hotel, I look outside, it looked like a wallpaper. It looked fake, but it was gorgeous out there. It was 90 degrees and it felt like 60 with a cool breeze. The food was amazing out there. I think it was just an amazing visit, and the coaching staff out there, everybody out there is absolutely, gorgeous out there, and I loved it. And everybody was playing Kendrick because it's the West Coast, and everybody was hating on Drake. So there's a lot of they're not like us, and that did get a little repetitive. But I think
Utah, that's shocking to me.
I know. It was kind of crazy, but it was great out there. I loved it out there. I had family out there as well, and I think just being able to see them, I think, was awesome too. But yeah, no, I absolutely loved it in Salt Lake. And
undoubtedly one of the most underrated states in the country, hands down. Utah, don't disagree whatsoever.
Absolutely.
So last week, right around your commitment, I think it was right after your commitment, We did have the new uniforms come out and get released accidentally, but it did happen. And now you can play with the Virginia Tech uniforms on College Football 2025 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at these threads, the white ones, the all whites, the all maroons, what are your thoughts about the new uniforms?
I think they go crazy. I'm excited to put those on. I'm excited to buy myself one because I think they absolutely look amazing. I think they're slowly starting to bring back that tradition of it. I think Virginia Tech's actually just coming back as a whole, and everybody's all for it. I think it's happening right before our eyes. And with this class coming in, I think it's actually absolutely going to be insane.
So, Micah, before we move into rapid fire and letters from lunch pail, I always ask recruits this. What is your message to the Virginia Tech fans watching this on the direction of the program and what you hope to bring to the table? What are your goals when you set off to your time at Virginia Tech?
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I just want to bring the old Tech back that everybody talks about when we're there, when we're around, just other ACC schools, just how they dominated the ACC. And that's something I want to bring back. I feel like college football is going in a different direction with all this different, the NIL and the conferences changing and all that stuff. And I think it's great, honestly, personally. A lot of people don't like it, but I think it's good. It adds a lot of different, vibes to the college football, game as a whole. But I think for the Tech fans to know that this 25 class is locked and loaded. This class is insane. Keeping a lot of guys home, I think, is critical. And I think it's going to be a really good year in 2025, 2026. I think it's going to be insane.
Fantastic answer. We're moving into the fun part of the podcast here. This is rapid fire. This is the hardest question we're going to ask. It's the first one. It's the hardest one. If you could have dinner with 4 people, dead or alive, who are you having dinner with and where are you going to eat?
All right. I'm saying we're going to go to P.F. Chang's. And I want Kanye West when he dropped Graduation.
Okay.
I want Coach Pryor there. I do want LeBron James there. Because I just feel like I could pick his brain. LeBron James or Michael Jordan. I'm going to make that interchangeable.
Okay.
I'm not here for the GOAT dispute.
Whoever's available.
I ain't saying that. I grew up watching LeBron. I can't speak on Jordan. So I'm just going to say that. My dad always does, how the old heads get when they talk about the 90s and stuff. I said Kanye, Coach Pryor, LeBron James, or Jordan. And I think for my last pick, you said 4, right?
Yep.
4. I'm going to take my English teacher.
Wow.
Yeah, she I don't know if she'll ever see this. She got a new job. She was my last year teacher. She was a big UGA fan, but she's one of my favorite people in the whole school. She came in clutch at times too. But I say that's kind of my 4 right there. But I might have like an interchangeable person. I feel like we could throw Bob Marley in there too.
Okay.
Bob Marley. Yeah.
What is your favorite VT logo? In the baseball uniforms, you had the TV logo where they're kind of
yeah
in there, and then you had the VT logo. So which one is your favorite?
I like this one right here. Oh wait, this one right here. I think this one's just a clean look. It looks good on the game. It looks good on the uniform. I feel like it just pops everywhere it is. It's very recognizable.
Celebrity crush, Micah Matthews.
Celebrity crush. Transformers, Megan Fox.
I mean, isn't she everybody's celebrity crush?
Or Wolf of Wall Street, Margot Robbie.
Yep, another good one. Yep, went to the well for both of those. Good picks. I talk about this all the time. Mm-hmm. Baseball has a serious marketing problem, Micah. I love baseball. I grew up watching it with my grandfather. It's kind of the background music to the summer. And I just want to ask you, who do you think is the face of Major League Baseball? Like, we get pushed Aaron Judge on us. Mike Trout's a generational player. We have Ohtani, who can barely speak English, so it's kind of hard to market there. Who is the face of Major League Baseball, and how do they fix their marketing problem?
I would say the face of Major League Baseball right now, in this moment. I would say the biggest name in baseball would be Ohtani, but the face of baseball. Honestly, when I think, and this is a DMV me, you saying current players or just
current players? That's the problem, because if you asked me this in 2006, it's easy. You're talking about Albert Pujols, you're talking about Alex Rodriguez, you're talking about Derek Jeter, you're talking about all these guys, Manny Ramirez. There's not that easy first 10 names that pop into your head right now.
Yeah, I feel like it's just kind of. I think we're in that transition phase where we're getting into the new players, and I think they're slowly starting to take over. And I feel like it would have to be somebody that you could really market, just all over. Man, that is difficult, and I don't know if it could be a pitcher because people don't really. Baseball players understand the pitcher, like, oh yeah, that's Garrett Cole. I know what he does,
Right.
but the rest of the world, he just throws the ball hard. But everybody's trying to see, oh, this guy hits the ball far, this guy does this guy does that. I think that person probably. It's hard. I feel like a year ago, 2 years ago, you would have said Tatis, and it would have been easier to say that. I like watching Acuna. The baseball world knows that he's like that.
And they've just gotten so unlucky. Those two players have gotten hurt right when they were right about to become the face of the league. So I don't know. I feel like
a Jokic kind of. Like,
he's a little flashier, than Jokic.
I would say he's flashier. Yeah.
I think ESPN has a large
Mookie Betts.
Mookie's a great pick. Mookie's a great pick. It hurts my heart because Boston gave him up for a bag of baseballs. But I think ESPN has to play a huge role in this, Micah. I mean, they've turned sports into quick talking points and quick highlights, and that's not how you consume baseball. Anyway,
I would have to say Mookie Betts. I think Jazz Chisholm's starting to take over a little bit, but he's just kind of a little rocky. But I think his highlights are definitely flashy enough to be like, oh, he's wearing these Jordans, he's wearing these sweatbands, he's wearing all these colors, these chains. I think people will see that and be like, oh, wow, this is where baseball's going. So I think those two are very, big in the game today.
So you could pull from any time period here, Micah, NFL and MLB role models that you look up to or have looked up to.
Any time period, I would say for me, when I was growing up, the biggest player that I always loved watching was the Marshawn Lynch and Russell Wilson duo in football. When they won the Super Bowl and then when they lost to the Patriots, that hurts my heart still. And then baseball, I would definitely say Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper and Mookie Betts were my 1 and 2 when I was growing up, getting into baseball too. Those were my guys, really. But if I had to choose one on each side, I would say Marshawn Lynch and Bryce Harper, my 2 guys.
If you could be a superhero for a day, which superhero are you choosing?
The Flash. The comics nerf him. Like all the movies, he's too nerfed. But if you can do everything fast, I don't know why you're the most powerful character in the universe.
And then we heard about Bob Marley. We heard about white girl music and Taylor Swift, a little bit of Drake and Kendrick beef. What's on your we heard Bob Marley was for baseball. What's on your playlist in the football locker room?
Football? Well, right now, it's just kind of catchy songs that everybody can sing. So it's a lot of like the Boss Man D-Lo kind of songs. After wins last year, we would always play Sexy Red and post videos and make the other team mad and stuff. So that made a lot of people mad. But I think, a lot of that stuff, I like, I don't know. I feel like our locker room's been taking a different path kind of. They're playing country now, and it's sad country too. I just can't get along with that before we play, with a regional championship game. So I don't know what that's about, but I just put my AirPod. I stopped listening to those guys. So, but yeah, no, I would say that's my guy.
Micah, we got to get you to follow the Dancing Hokies account and make sure that you're featured on that. So anytime Virginia Tech wins a big game, what they do is they dive into the TikTok channels of both teams, and they start with some film from the team that lost, and then they wrap it up with dancing videos of Hokie players after they win. Awesome
Oh.
content. Check it out. Got to give a shout out to the Dancing Hokies. They do a great job.
Okay, but yeah, I could follow them. Yeah, I'd like to be a part of that someday.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's just a matter of time. Opposing stadium that you are looking forward to going to most, or a top three if you want to give a couple.
Freshman year of football next year, we'll be in Tallahassee. I'm excited for that one. And then the year after that, my sophomore year, will be in Clemson, Death Valley. I think those are my 1-2, honestly. And then obviously all the home games are going to be crazy. But I think for away games, I think Florida State and Clemson are going to be some of the craziest environments to play in.
Mr. Swafford, whoever's in charge of the scheduling, as long as we don't play those games the last week of August or September, that would be great. If we can have that in like October, maybe November.
I think they're later.
Mike, I'm just telling you, it's hot. Really hot.
It's going to be crazy.
We got one letter from the lunch pail. This is listener and fan submitted questions here coming from Alex, who's a big time Hokie baseball fan. He says, need to know Micah's favorite dual sport athlete. Is it Bo, Kyler, or Russ?
Are we not going to put Tim Tebow in there? We're just going to disrespect
Shout
Tim
out
Tebow,
Tim Tebow.
Alex? Like, come on.
Shout out Tim Tebow.
You'll like this, Micah. This is actually the minor league team that Tim Tebow played for, the Columbia Fireflies. I do have that hat.
That's a crazy pull. That's a crazy pull right there. That is a absolutely crazy pull that just happened. I would say for me, my favorite players, just somebody I always looked up to. I think I would definitely say Kyler, because of his dominance, just what he's done. I feel like he's absolutely insane what he does. Also, just Deion, just the athletic side of things, him being able to, play the game fast. I think that's a strength that I have in both sports. Is the speed aspect of my game, I think, is huge. So I think just being able to watch Deion and what he did for the game, for both games, I think was crazy. And obviously, Bo, I think, has to be in every top 3 list. He was just a freak of nature.
Micah, this was a blast. I have to wrap this up with 2 things. Number 1, where can we find you on social? Where can Hokie fans follow you? What is your most active medium? Not sure if you're a MySpace guy, TikTok guy, if the millennials, or I guess Gen Z, whatever Gen is right now, if you've come up with some new social channels. But where are you the most active and where can people find you?
I would say my Instagram and my TikTok. I like just making just random TikToks. I made a TikTok on every official. It's just kind of like I started my own little trend, and it's kind of like starting to pick up. But it's funny. I'll just be doing dances with my fellow officials and stuff, and it's just kind of a whole vibe. But yeah, I think Instagram and TikTok are my big too. Just all right, yeah. So my Instagram is Micah Matthews. Very basic, just very easy to search up. My TikTok is. You can just probably type in Micah Matthews, it'll pop up.
Micah Matthews is committed to the Virginia Tech. Last question, Micah. Do you have any questions for us? If you don't, that's okay.
Honestly, my first question, or my only question that I have, would be, what's the craziest response to a question y'all have heard before?
Oh, boy.
Dave, probably, I know David Wilson. I mean, that was an off the rails interview Micah, this guy, David Wilson, he played at Tech from 2009 to 2011. So we had 3 years before he was a first round draft pick of the Giants, played for the Giants for 2 or 3 years, and then ended up having a neck issue and had to medically retire. He's living down in Atlanta now. One of the funniest dudes of all time, and one of the fastest players we have ever had. He did kick returns, and he might hold a rushing record. I think Khalil Herbert might have broken his rushing record, but we'll have to look into that. But when he was on campus at Virginia Tech, he was known for running to the top of Castle Coliseum. So he ran I guess the spires or whatever you call the sloped arch. He ran up the arches. So that he was a legend for that. And then he also was known for catching rabbits on the drill field. We were aside from rabbits on the drill field, what else have you caught? And he's like, yeah, I've caught hawks and I've caught squirrels. And it was like the most dead serious answer. And,
Hawks and squirrels.
Yeah, we had no reason to not believe him just because he's David Wilson. So I don't know what kind of legacy you're trying to build at Virginia Tech, but if you are in the market to hunt down squirrels, hawks, and rabbits with your bare hands, there is a guy who's done it before.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do that one day.
Just don't run to the top of Castle, please, because we'll get in trouble. You'll get in trouble. We're not promoting that. So, Micah Matthews, it's been a pleasure. Okay, we're gonna clip that and send it in to compliance to make sure that they know.
Just make sure that they know I was not gonna do it.
Micah, thank you so much for the time. Really fired up that you're here. Excited for you to see game day at Tech for the first time. And with that, we will see you on campus soon. Best of luck in your last year.